You want to move to Costa Rica? I'm excited for you. Watch my video until the end because I will cover the Pacific side versus the Caribbean side, and I will tell you with examples why I would never live on the Caribbean side or why I decided to live on the Pacific side in the area of Santa Teresa. Well, if you never met me before, let me first properly introduce myself. My name is Muriel. I moved to Costa Rica in 2018. I closed my laptops in the Netherlands. My husband Dirk and I closed our laptops in the Netherlands and opened them here in Costa Rica to maintain our 100% online remote business that we have since 2013. Our two kids moved with us. We let go of all our stuff and we moved here with 2 suitcases and a backpack. That's who I am. I'm excited seeing you here for the first time. If you're here for the first time, and consider to subscribe by using that little pop-up you see somewhere around my head or in that corner on the screen, and hit the bell icon so you receive a notification every time I upload a new video. I never would dare to say that I'm the expert or that I know everything. I'm just sharing simply everything I have learned myself to help you prevent making super silly mistakes or super dumb mistakes that I've made, or to just give you tips and highlights that can help you along your way of your move to Costa Rica. So I'm excited to provide this video, and I get a lot of questions about what's the best area, like why the Pacific coast, why the Caribbean coast. So Pacific coast versus Caribbean coast today. Let me get started with where my journey in Costa Rica started. And the first area that I visited was back in 2016, and we went to Dominico. That was the Pacific coast. We went on vacation. It was amazing. We chose that over other areas because it was described as where the jungle meets the beach. There's a lot of jungle there, lots of wild parks there, super green. It is kind of south in the South Pacific. And yeah, we were actually attracted by the fact that you have beaches and ocean and you can surf, and that there's lots of wildlife and nature. Now I think there's wildlife overall in Costa Rica, but yeah, that combination, we really recognized that, we enjoyed it, and actually we fell in love with Costa Rica back then in that vacation, and that's where we decided we're gonna work towards our move to Costa Rica, take a year, explore more. A couple of months later, do an orientation vacation. I described that process also in my ebook 7 Steps to Move to Costa Rica, which you can access by going down to the description below my video, where you can claim your copy. But also about how I run my business, if that's what you're curious about, because you already know that you want to move to Costa Rica, but you don't know how to be a digital nomad, for example. Now the permits or the visas are approved for digital nomads who can prove that they have a solid income, have had that for over a year already, and you want to be able to apply for that. It's now the time to learn how to be a digital nomad. Scroll down in the description below. I will share information about my courses and my recommended programs. But let's stay with the topic. Why did we not move to the Caribbean? Now, the Caribbean side, for example, is well known for Tortuguero, for its wildlife, lots of beautiful wildlife. Puerto Viejo is well known for surfing and partying. It's all small towns, but still there's more crowds like that. We have Manzanillo, that's well known for diving, and then we have there's a beautiful national park there, Cajuta. You can beautifully hike there. All has access to the beach. Yeah, it's amazingly beautiful. I have many friends who live in our area, but they always vacation at the Caribbean side because also the atmosphere is different. It's more Caribbean, more people from the Caribbean living there, more Afro-American atmosphere, more Rasta influences. The food is differently spiced there. They use more coconuts there. It's in a lot of ways, it's Costa Rica, but it's Costa Rica with a different accent. If you compare that with the Pacific side, For example, the area where I live, I live on the peninsula de Nicoya. So that is a peninsula, but on the Pacific side. And I live in the area Santa Teresa, well known for its long deserted beaches, surfing, yoga. It's a very sporty area. It's a little bit remote, right? We do not live very close to big hospitals like Biblica and the private hospitals close to San Jose. And we're on the peninsula. We need a ferry, or you need to just drive around for a lot of hours to get to San Jose, or take a mini flight. But when it's rainy season, those flights are unpredictable. So we're on a peninsula. But Santa Teresa is amazing. But Dominical, that's where we fell in love. That's where we vacationed for the first time. South Pacific, well known for its jungle, where the jungle meets the beaches. There's beautiful wild parks there. Manuel Antonio, of course, well known for its whale-tail wild park, beautiful. There's wild crocs also living there. If you are lucky, you can see them. Osa is another peninsula. It's more down south. What do we have other? Nosara. A lot of expats choose Nosara over Santa Teresa because it's not on the peninsula. It's more, actually, it's more higher. It is close to where we live. We're more like down at the point of the peninsula. But what I love about Nosara for most people is that it is more, how do you say that? It's differently built. While Santa Teresa is like one line over the coast, Nosara is more like a circled town. It has a different atmosphere, but there's many expats living there in compounds, more sticking together, while we have more wildlife. You hear all those birds, like they're coming from everywhere. So yeah, it's all my personal color that I give to it. I mean, you have to see it yourself. But there's beautiful, it's both beautiful. Now, why would I never want to live at the Caribbean side? Well, first of all, because I work 100% online, I have to rely on a good quality fiber optic internet connection. That's why we chose this area. We were doing our orientation vacation back in 2017 in Santa Teresa and Tamarindo. Of course, Tamarindo and Playa Flamingo is also the Pacific side. So we checked out a couple of areas. Where will we be living? We love the atmosphere more here in the area on the peninsula, the Nicoya with Santa Teresa, but also because they were working on fiber optic. And as digital nomads / affiliate marketers / online entrepreneurs, call me the way you want it, I would apply for a nomad visa, by the way, because we make far above the financial line of $4,000 per month for a family. We already applied for a visa because we bought property. But yeah, the optic fiber is a big thing, and in many Caribbean areas, there you have less access to more modern facilities. It has its charm. It has different music, different types of food. It's very wild, a lot of wildlife, a lot more unexplored. The properties are less pricey than here, but in exchange, there's also less facilities. So depending on your needs and your wants, especially when you have kids, for example, there's not so many international schools everywhere in the Caribbean. Well, there's more options on the Pacific coastline. There's plenty of good, well-known international schools, for example. So we have more choice here. But again, it depends on your wants and needs. What I always think, that if you're not sure on which side you want to live, don't make a decision yet, right? Just take it easy and slow. Get rid of most of your stuff, because dragging along your stuff and shipping stuff, it can be a hurdle, because it's really different to live here. Furniture response is really different on the weather and the temperature and the water in the air than that it's used to in your current home, probably. So yeah, I want you to make an informed decision, and just check the country out first. I wrote an ebook about that. It's called 7 Steps to Move to Costa Rica, And oh, funny, Dirk's coming home. Let me turn my screen and you can see him home. This is how we transport ourselves on the quad. Let's see, there's Dirk coming. There he is on the quad. Now he's closing the gate. Welcome in my world. Where was I? Now I'm totally distracted. I just don't want to cut this video and edit it. So it's both fine, right? Okay, about taking as little as you need. I wrote that in my ebook. In the description below my video, you find a world of information about advice on building an online business, how to become a digital nomad, but also my ebook, how to connect with me. But I want you to discover for yourself what is the best fit for you. So, okay, wave. There he goes. Okay, I'm good to go. Again, yeah, you best feel how it feels. People ask me, but how do I know for sure what is the best area for me? There's just one way to find out, and it's do an orientation vacation and just see where you feel most happy. You know, it really, some tips you cannot transfer on video. You have to, perhaps it can be the combination of the age of your kids and the people that you're gonna meet at a specific area who have kids with the same age. Perhaps your kids are grown up and you don't want to be surrounded by kids with people with young kids because you're done with the noise of young kids jumping in the pool. You want to be surrounded by people from the same age, right? Like, your wants and needs and interests can be so different than someone else's. Best is to check it out. Take a month to up to 6 weeks to explore, drive around, and also think about the quality of the roads, access to hospitals, which are really different on the Caribbean side versus the Pacific side. So the Caribbean side, it rains more. Like right now, it's hurricane season, right? There's lots of water. Puerto Viejo was totally isolated. A lot of water, like whole streets were just flooded. Terrible. We, however, on the other side, we are kind of protected by the mountains in the center of Costa Rica, keeping those floods and those storms from the Caribbean side, you know, just keep them away. So we don't really feel the power of those hurricanes, right? That you really feel and just can witness at the Caribbean side. So that's why I would not live there. I need fast speed internet and I don't want to be in a hurricane danger zone. Seriously, period. But there's people who just are looking to buy property on the Caribbean side because you still can get way more space for a smaller investment. And there's people, they don't have to work anymore. They don't need fast speed internet. They're retired. They're good. They're like, I want to buy a big piece of land and I'm good as long as there's water and some electricity, I'm good. Well, that might be a perfect match for you then. But there's also people like, yeah, you know, but I'm getting towards 70 years old. I love to live at the Caribbean, but I need access to the best hospitals fast within 3 hours. Then I don't think that you should live at the Caribbean side. But you have to map out your game plan and wait, like what's more important for you, and come and visit. And perhaps you fall in love with a specific town where nice people are living and you're like, yeah, it feels good. Stop the overthinking and just do it. So yeah, that is my video today about your move to Costa Rica and where potentially plant your flag. Those both areas, the Pacific side and the Caribbean side, are really, really different. So it deserves some attention in exploring, yes or no, before you decide to plant your flag again. And I leave that up to you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And if you feel that you have to add something that I forgot, I always forget stuff to mention in my video that you might be an expert in, feel free to share. And again, if you want to learn more about the setup of my online business, I currently, I'm actually almost full, but I run a one-on-one coaching program teaching people want to work personally with me on how to build their online business, set up attraction marketing, do YouTube, Facebook, use Facebook, and all the good jazz and stuff. A pleasant and fun way to run an online business, not glued behind your laptop all day, and work for yourself. Free to check out the description below, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in Costa Rica one day. Thank you for watching my video, and looking forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye for now.